Good evening, folks. This is Edgio, your handyman. A while ago, I was not able to record the episode 3 of this video because this afternoon the sunlight is coming through the patio. So tonight I decided to record this video. Like I said from the previous video, at the end of the video, we are going to replace this motor. So the replacement will not be brand new. We don't need to buy a new motor. So what I will be doing is to replace it with a used motor from another washing machine. So this is the motor from another washing machine. Now you can see that this motor is too rusty. As you can see, it's full of rust. So what I did is to disassemble this motor. And by the way, this used to be a rivet instead of hex bolts, as you can see here from this motor. They are okay. They are riveted. So what I did is to disassemble this motor and clean it from the inside, and I replaced them with 1/4 inch by 2 inches hex bolt. By the way, this motor came from a 420 watts washer, and this replacement motor came from a 390 watts washer. So this one is more powerful than this one. Now here is the problem. This replacement motor, I do not know if this is working, so we need to test it. One way to test the motor is to use our handy dandy multimeter. So the motor has 3 terminals: blue, orange, and yellow. For the sake of doing a hands-on to test a motor, we can still test this defective motor. First, we need to set our ohmmeter to the ×1 range. And then set it to 0. And we use these alligator clips. Now you need to connect one end of the tester to the blue terminal. Here we can test for continuity or a short, and if there is a difference in the reading of the leads from the motor. Now we connect the other end of the tester to the orange LED of the motor. So from the tester, it reads about 26 or 25 ohms. Now let's try to test the yellow terminal of the motor. From the tester, it reads about 7 ohms. So there's a difference in the resistance. This means that there's something wrong with the motor, because they should have the same resistance. The yellow one should be around 20 plus ohms, and the orange one should be at 20 ohms. But as you can see, the yellow reads only 7 ohms. Now let's test the replacement motor. So as you can see, the LEDs of this motor is different from the other one. So you have a black, a yellow, and another yellow. Usually the dark color is always the common LED. So that's where we're going to connect the terminal of the tester. And then let's now connect the other terminal of the tester to the yellow, one of the yellow terminal of the motor. Okay, for this motor, the tester reads 30 ohms. So now let's try to test the other yellow. As you can see, the other yellow reads 30 ohms. So this could mean that the motor is working. So same reading on both LEDs, it's 30 ohms. Okay, so using a resistance check using the tester is one way to test if the motor is working. However, there is another way to test it. So the next thing we can do is to apply a current directly to the terminals of the motor. Now we already know the status of this motor. So what about this motor? So we do not know if this is working. But applying a 220 volts directly to this motor is very dangerous. So what we need to do is to somehow lower the voltage that we can apply to this motor. One way is to use a variable source that you can lower the voltage, but I do not have that in hand, so we can try to use a step down transformer instead. So step down transformer, the input is 220 volts, and it converts the output to 100 volts or 110 volts. So another thing we need is a power cord with an open terminal. So I already have a cord here. Actually, it's an extension. This is an extension cord strip. So I just remove the female outlet, like so. So let's go ahead and apply 100 volts to the LEDs of the motor and see what happens. So first, we need to plug in the transformer in 220 volts power source. Here we go. Okay, so the transformer now is turned on, and then we need the power cord. Okay, we put a weight here so that the power cord terminals will not move. And then this one, we need to connect this to the 100 volt output of the transformer. Just place it there so we don't have to connect it yet. And next, okay, next we need to use the alligator clips again. So you connect the blue clip to the black terminal of the motor. Just make sure they will not touch each other. And then the red alligator clip to one of the yellow terminal of the motor. So on the other end of the alligator clip, you can connect a fuse, 3 ampere fuse. Okay, so the purpose of this fuse is if there's something wrong with the motor, this will be blown, so this will explode if the motor is not working. Okay, but this is safe because it will just spark a little bit inside when it explodes. So next we are now ready to plug it to 100 volts, but make sure this one is not touching each other. So let's check if the voltage is coming through. So by using our tester, to 250 volts AC range. There we go. And then using the alligator clips, connect them to the tester and test if the 100 volt AC is coming through here. So okay, here's our tester. so here is our open terminal. Connect the other end. Okay. Connect the alligator clip here. The blue one here. And the other one here. There you go. There you go. There we go. So just to make sure they will not touch each other. There. Here. So that's a setup to check for 100 volts. So let me go ahead and plug to one. Let me go in and plug to 100 volts. Okay, so from the tester, yeah, the voltage is 100 volts AC. So now let's unplug. And we will now connect this lead to the black terminal of the motor, like so. And on the other end, connect the alligator clip to a fuse. Okay, so here's the setup. So there's the setup. So when we let me check that. Okay, here it is. Okay, so I think we're ready. So when I plug this to 100 volts, we will connect this. We connect the fuse to the yellow, and we should expect for the motor to either it will slowly turn, but it may not turn, but we should hear a buzzing sound, so that that's where we will know that this is working. So when I short this one here, short this one, we will get a little spark. So let's go ahead and do that. And let me now plug let me now plug it to 100 volts. Okay, let's go ahead and test it. So let's see what happens. Okay, it's the other one. This one. So we're already done with that one, so this one. So that means that the motor seems to be working. So we are now ready to connect it to the main washer circuit. We are now going to test the motor and connect it to the washer circuit.